Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here at Cyberport's annual Digital Entertainment Leadership Forum. Thank you all for joining us. Just want to start out with a quick fact. Did you guys know that last year, the global sports industry was valued at over $350 billion and is expected to reach $700 billion by 2026? What an industry to be a part of, right? As was mentioned earlier, my name is Nick Chao. I'm the co-founder and CEO of V360 Limited, and I'll be driving this discussion, this session today. We have a very interesting session planned for you, very exciting hot topics in sports tech that we're going to be covering. And we also have a section of Q&A to hopefully answer any questions that you might have. Luckily, I'll be joined by two experts in their respective fields. First, we have Professor Feng of Hong Kong Poly University. He's a member of the Department of Applied Physics, and also a member of the university's Research Institute for Intelligent Wearable Systems. Professor, thank you for joining us today. So today's session, I'm going to split it into two parts. First, we're going to have Professor give a presentation on the research that he has been conducting at the Research Institute. And then we will later on be joined by Ms. Wenlin Zhan. She is the Blockchain and Disruptive Technologies Manager for LaLiga. So we will have a great discussion on several hot topics and key areas, different areas within the world of sports tech. So, Professor, the floor is yours. Yes, round of applause for the professor, please. Hey.
Thank you. Okay. Where's the PowerPoint?
我哋可以 start 第一個 PowerPoint.
Okay. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Feng from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. I'm working at the Department of Applied Physics. And today I'm very pleased to have this opportunity and got introduction by Mr. Chao and to present some of our research work. So, can I switch? Oh, okay. So today I would like to introduce recent technology that could be used for this metaverse, right? And Internet of Things. And you know the sensor is very important. And for typical sensors, we always use semiconductor materials. Like silicon is rigid and not very convenient. So in our group, we try to develop these flexible sensors. It is made of organic material, and it is low cost and very convenient for fabrication. So today I would like to introduce several types of sensors based on organic transistors. We call it organic electrochemical transistors. It shows some advantages. Okay, you know, human body is soft, and if we want to monitor our health conditions by using electronic devices, conventional devices made of silicon is not suitable because these electronic devices are rigid and fragile. So we try to develop some novel devices that is flexible, made of organic materials like polymer, and it is biocompatible. It can be attached on the human surface and can detect lots of signals, okay, health conditions. So actually for our device, we can monitor lots of health conditions like the level of glucose, fabric acid, and the ECG signal, etc. So in our group, we try to develop these low-cost and high-performance organic electronic devices that can be prepared by printing technique. It's like printing a newspaper, and it uses very high sensitivity. It can be used to detect various types of biomarkers, okay, for health conditions, and it could be wearable. And for this type of device, well, actually the prototype is at the beginning is very simple. We just did it in our lab and do a test on in a beaker and on the surface of the skin. And we can detect many biomarkers, like the cancer biomarkers and glucose, uric acid, etc., based on different principles. We also can fabricate a device on the surface of the fiber, so we can get this textile device. Okay, it's flexible, And the device can be used to, for example, detect the glucose, uric acid, dopamine, ascorbic acid, etc. They are all related to health conditions. And the device can be integrated into a fabric by a weaving machine. And actually, the devices are portable and can be operated by using mobile phone through Bluetooth. So it's wireless detection. Another important technique recently we reported is to detect this COVID-19. And for COVID-19, it's very important to monitor the situation, particularly in Hong Kong. And you will find for the detection of COVID-19, it is based on RNA, antibody, antigen, etc. So many different techniques. And for the antibody detection, it is for different purposes. And it can monitor our antibody level after the people got infection or got the vaccine. We can monitor the level for several months and to decide whether maybe we need to get another injection for the vaccine, etc. So for this antibody detection, the conventional technique is relatively expensive and accuracy is not very high. And for our technique, you will find we use this flexible organic transistor, and it can be connected to a portable meter, and then we can get an accurate reading of the antibody level. So we can get, we have some important features like high sensitivity, good selectivity, rapid, portable, and non-invasive. So, so this is our detection system, and we can use a mobile phone. And then you will find, well, we developed some techniques to improve the sensitivity based on different principles. Here, I will not introduce too much. And actually, our device can be used to detect not only the serum, but also saliva. So it's non-invasive. And we can get a very high sensitivity. So this type of devices can be used for monitoring our antibody. But this is just the one example. Actually, our technique can be used for monitoring many different types of biomarkers. Also some biomarkers related to sport technique, okay? And it is low cost and very convenient for use. So here is an example, and for a future plan, we may apply more funding from the government and to the clinical trial with some other institutes. And we can optimize the apps in the mobile phone to get a user-friendly interface, and we can broaden the applications, okay? So this is a very quick introduction on research. So in conclusion, we can use some organic and low-cost sensors, biosensors, that is very sensitive to our body signal, okay? Particularly some biomarkers, and we can easily detect a signal by using our mobile phone. So it's very convenient, and it can be further developed for some products in the future. Also some products related to sport tech. So this is introduction about our work, and actually this, I would like to acknowledge my students and my collaborators, like Professor Lily here, also from PolyU, and also we also got some funding support from the government. Well, the second part is I want to introduce a research institute for sports science and technology in PolyU. So actually, I give the introduction on behalf of the director, okay, Professor Zhan. So I'm also a member of this institute. So for this sports institute, they try to develop many techniques for the purpose of elite athletes and general public and the persons with special needs. So develop many different techniques, but for the institute, we have lots of professors, so we develop many techniques. Here, I will not introduce it on it too much. And for sports science and technology, our purpose is to get some technology to solve the sports-related problems, okay? Analyzing the athlete performance, designing equipment, building facilities, regulating standards, and ensure sports safety, developing training and coaching and tours, etc. And for the PolyU Research Institute, for this sports, we want to integrate Poly experts and to collaborate with world leaders to provide scientific and novel engineering solutions for sports, and to contribute to sport performance and experience for athletes, general publication, general population, and including individuals with disabilities. So we have actually it's a cross-discipline platform. Okay. And for the research institute, we have a vision to be in the forefront of innovative sports solutions and the key research and service partner of Hong Kong and mainland China's sports industry and sports institute. Okay. And this is our vision, and the mission is to strengthen the multidisciplinary research and the collaboration to foster new science and technology solutions and applications in sports, with the aim to establish a new level of sports experience for all and promote a high quality and health lifestyle of all types of populations through active engagement in sports and physical activities. Okay, so we have several major research areas, okay, including the sports biomechanics and human product interaction, and sports product design, materials and manufacturing, and the sports measurement, and feedback, and instrumentation, sports training, and the rehabilitation. So we have a very strong, well-known committee members for the institute, like Len Fei and Ho K Kong. I cannot present. And Li Ning, etc. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor. I think that was a very insightful and informative presentation. So if you have any questions for the professor, please scan the QR code right over there, and we will get to it later on in the session. Thank you very much, Professor.
Okay.
Round of applause for the professor, please. So now I would like to welcome Ms. Wenlin Zhan, the Blockchain and Disruptive Technologies Manager of LaLiga. Wenlin, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here today.
Hi, good. I will say good morning because in Spain it's morning. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, Wenlin really... is. Oh, sorry. I was saying that really... Wenlin's joining us from Spain, so.
Yeah, we have like a 6-hour delay from the day. So
that's all right.
You're living in the future.
So, Wenlin, why don't you give a little introduction on yourself? Let us know what you're working on. Just let the audience get to know you a little better.
Okay, thank you, Nick. As Nick said, I'm the head of or responsible of blockchain and disruptive technologies since the early this year. We've been working in projects related with AR, VR, try to make some research in mixed reality also for new projects, all appliance for sports and also to the fan engagement. And we are also working now in all the Web3 world related projects, NFTs, metaverse, tokens. Yeah, try to elevate the value of our competition.
That's great. So now that everyone's a little more familiar with Wenlin, why don't we just get right into the discussion? I want to start off with a simple question. Wenlin, what is your definition of sports technology?
Well, it's for me the definition is basically the combination of these two words, the appliance of the technology in sports. So it's not only the influence to performance of the players, to also to analyze the game, right? And to explore and exploit new ways of consumptions for fans. We are in a digital world. Everyone is with a computer, a laptop, or a mobile phone, and more gadgets like headsets for VR, AR. are emerging. So we need to also in sports to try to get into these devices.
You know, for us at V360, we like to focus more on the athlete and the technology that they'll use over the course of their training. Our mission is simply to use technology to quantify sports training and to create improved and enhanced sports training experiences for all our users. But you know, that's the beauty of sports tech, right? It's such a broad space. It can be anything from thousands and thousands of people watching a LaLiga match in the metaverse, thinking that they're at the Santiago Bernabeu, to using data analytics to help an 11-year-old basketball player understand their individual skills better, right? The beauty of being in this space. So I know I love a good origin story. I don't know about you, Wenlin, but would you mind sharing with us how it is that you got involved in sports tech?
Yeah, of course. Okay, the technological side comes first. I've been working in a technical consultancy for 3 years, and then the sports come later. I started in the 2020 in the early 2020 in LaLiga as a product manager, gaming product manager, and then my role changed, evolved, and now as a head of blockchain and disruptive technologies, we converge everything together to create new projects that create more value to the fans and also to elevate the value of the competition. So yeah, we think or we bet like for innovative projects that make sense for everyone, create something like very trendy and goes like with all the trends, not only in sports, also in the techie side.
So for me, actually before V360, I ran a sports academy here in Hong Kong. And my goal was to make an impact on the local basketball community here by connecting it with NBA players, NBA coaches, and other professionals in the industry. So we would run basketball camps, we would do training programs with schools, and we actually even did corporate team development training programs. But you know, due to the nature of my business, there was always going to be a limitation to how many people I could work with, right? And then, of course, everyone knows, COVID hit 2020, and that really severely impacted my business. It crippled it, in fact, and severely impacted my ability to continue pursuing this passion and this goal of mine. So one day I was just chatting with my friend, who's now my partner, Thomas, and the answer came to me. It came to us, actually, and that's through technology. We bring technology into sports. And because with technology, we can reach many, many more people than my previous business ever could. And I'm still able to continue to pursue the passion and the goals that I wanted to before and have an impact on the sports community. And that's really why I love technology. You know, it allows us to do things like that. So growing up, Wenlin, I'm sure like me, you participated in sports, right? But yeah. No? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I also participate, yeah.
Right, but you know, when I was growing up, I learned to play basketball the same way as all the generations before me, and that was without any technology. Right? Then I became a coach, and I taught the game of basketball the exact same way without any technology. So, Wenlin, do you think that technology is being effectively implemented across all areas and levels of sports?
Yeah, but from my side of point of view, I think all the technology that we see or for the public, I mean, is related with the fan engagement. But I think almost all the sports are implementing in the adequate way, right? To make to performance, like as you said, like for the training, also for for the analysis of the matches, of the games, the movements, try to elevate and to maximize the human body in this case. But yeah, I think it depends on the sports, but we are taking like really good steps into the appliance of the technology, and this is very important because even as you said, I never played football. I played tennis for many years, and I never used technology. I know, as for example, paddle is like a super trendy sports. They are using a lot of cameras just to analyze how you play. You don't need even a coach. You can, it's not teach yourself, but you can see, right? It compares with some videos. They using the volumetric video also to give you the opportunity to learn and sport in a different way.
Sounds like you did some research on our flagship product, because a lot of the things you just mentioned are all the things that we are doing at V360. But, you know, I'm going to answer my own question with a surprising no. When it comes to professional sports, when it comes to professional athletes, professional leagues, and higher level sports, let's say, I think absolutely, you know, technology is being implemented really well, but that's because they have the resources to you know, afford this kind of technology, right? Whether that's tracking sensors or state-of-the-art performance analysis systems, or even a personalized, custom tailor-made VR training module. You know, but the average person, the average athlete doesn't have $300,000 lying around, right? And that's actually part of the reason why we started V360, was to cater to the amateur athlete, this large population of athletes that we feel is somewhat being neglected, because these kinds of people, these athletes actually can benefit from it just as much, if not more, than professional athletes. You know, and so yes, when it comes to professionals, absolutely, but I think we can do better when it comes to amateurs. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So Wenlin, you've mentioned that your area of expertise when it comes to sports tech is fan engagement, right? So can you share with us a little bit about the technology that is being implemented to improve fan engagement over the last few years?
Yeah, from the most basic, right? We have a spoke or we just said or quote about the data analysis. So the data collection is like the in the first place the way how we implement the technology to improve the way in which the statistics are provided, making it easier, for example, for users to understand what is happening on the field. Let's make, like, for example, to yes, provide info to those users to, for example, make their predictions. So, but not only in those ways we are using, like, for those kind of uses. There's also an emergence of the new consumption channels, right? Not only OTT, as probably in other panels you have also here about the metaverse. To get into the metaverse, a place wants to converge with the reality and try to looking for a new way of getting in touch with the people, with the reality, and probably is not something that is not how we know nowadays, right? For example, the sandbox or the Decentraland, but it's gonna evolve in the incoming years, and the progress is gonna be there probably in the few months, in the next couple of years. The main idea or the main objective of this is just to converge the digital and the physical world together. I think many of the competitions, not only football, or not only not only just associations, sports associations, also brands of sports brands are taking steps into the metaverse. So this is super interesting to explore and exploit and make research, because probably we are going to create an ecosystem that can converge like the physical world, right? And try to make new ways of consume, new assets to consume, and maybe get like more into sports to those people who actually doesn't really are into it.
So it's all about finding new ways of reaching fans and engaging with them, right? Using different technology. So when it comes to LaLiga specifically, what are the different kinds of disruptive technologies that you plan to use to improve the overall fans' sports experience?
Yeah, we made like research on the different verticals that we can touch, and we also research about the trends. And for example, in one hand, we created LaLiga Entertainment, which is a JV within PortAventura and LaLiga and Cosmos, and we create a video game. We want the core loop of this game is the augmented reality, which is something how a video game, okay, is like we are trying to create a Pokemon Go, but we are trying to doing something more, because we also partner with PortAventura, which is a amusement park. So these are going to converge like a new way of entertainment for the football fans and for those who are not yet football fans. And also in the projects based in blockchain technology, we first started with NFTs, and now we are trying to get into the metaverse. So yeah, we are looking the way to use all the new technologies or the existing technologies to create new projects and new ways of entertainment.
So I did a little research, and I see that companies like Socios and SoRare are partners of LaLiga. Can you just explain to the audience today a little bit about what those two companies offer and how they have helped with LaLiga's overall growth?
Yeah, both are actually current global sponsors. So in the case of SoRare, it has its global fantasy, and they make the use of our license to include all the clubs in their platform. And in the case of socials.com, they are in charge of creation fan tokens, right? They not create LaLiga fan token, but they create LaLiga clubs fan token. And how we help them is to reach the maximum number of clubs in our competition. And it's a fact that as I said in the beginning of this, is like it's a sponsorship agreement. So that says a lot about both companies, because they see us as a key partner for the growth of the projects. And for our part, how they help us is to reach new audiences related with the Web3 world, also crypto assets, yeah, Web3, and so on. So it looks like it's a win-win for both parties, right?
So you literally just mentioned Web3. I think that's a topic on everyone's mind right now. Does LaLiga have any plans of entering into this space?
Yeah, he's like for us is it's very important to be in the crest of the wave also. And even if we are not a technological company, we try to partner with the leaders on the verticals, because we believe that we can create with our IP and their expertise great projects. And even if we try to do like the natural course of the evolution of all of these, first NFTs, now we are trying to get into the metaverse. Something is like, and totally that we cannot ignorate is like is all based in blockchain. The blockchain is the technology that it's going to be evolved and it's gonna be need to use, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the last question that I want to ask you today is, in 3 to 5 years' time, what would an optimist say the world of sports tech is going to look like?
I think the technology is not a sport. I mean, the sports is also gonna get into an evolution. It's gonna be evolved, but that something that we cannot we need to say today is the technology is something that it's going to be more and more present, right? Even if now many users, many people say that they don't want to be over connect, but we cannot do anything with it. So the technology is a part of this industry. I mean, all the industries, and in the sports, it will continue to be so also, and they are gonna create new needs because we are going to be able to performance better with the help of the technology.
Absolutely. I think we share a lot of the same feelings. You know, not only do I want sports technology to be one of the fastest growing industries in the world in 3 to 5 years' time, but I also want technology to be effectively implemented into more games, more practices, more programs, more establishments, and I really hope that in 3 to 5 years' time, that won't just be a hope, but that will be a reality as well. So thank you, Wenlin. Now I'm going to open up the floor to a question and answer section. I know we
actually have some questions from the online.
Okay.
So you can use this. Okay. And maybe we can also have Professor to join Nicholas here.
Thanks. So this one, I believe it'll probably be more targeted towards Wenlin. How can technologies help with fan engagement and the promotion of sports?
Well, how the promotion of the sports or the traditional promotion of sports is through social media, but I'm not gonna say that social media is gonna dead, but now with the emergency of all the metaverse of the NFTs, is the user or the fan in this case are looking for experiences, and these technologies, these tools helps us to develop experiences that we can link it with the reality, with the physical events also. So there is a point of convergence that is super interesting to explore, and I think we need to look in and work in that way.
Thank you, Wenlin. I think we have one for the professor as well. How do you think the metaverse and XR can assist in R&D like another platform for engagement of users to implement R&D, and is it necessary?
Well, actually, I'm not very familiar with field because we are doing fundamental research. According to the discussion, I assume there are lots of new technology should be developed, particularly for the sensing technology. Okay, like photo sensor and chemical sensor, gas sensor. All of these devices should be integrated, and it is very critical to the metaverse. But some technology are not existing at this stage, so we should further develop. And actually, we should consider not only the performance, but also the cost, and also the software and lots of the integration. So lots of research that can be done in the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do we want to open it up to anyone on the floor?
Thank you. I never knew half of the stuff about sports tech. So interesting. Nick, I'm wondering, do you have any specific use cases when it comes to big data and sports tech?
I think not only in sports or sports tech, but across any industry, big data is something that is really important right now, right? For us, the use case is very simple, and that is using big data to discover new and upcoming talent. You know, someone said this to me recently, and the saying really stuck with me, is that men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And I think that directly applies to V360. You know, in the past, when it comes to talent evaluation, we'll primarily use the eye test, which is using what I see in front of me to determine whether an athlete is good or not, right? But, you know, now with the implementation of data, I can fairly, and I emphasize fairly, assess, rank, compare, and discover talent. And that's the beauty of data, the beauty of big data. At V360, we really, I know I'm being bold, but we truly believe that big data is what's going to allow us to find the next great athlete, the next Yao Ming, the next Yi Jianlian, the next whoever that person is. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I hope I answer your question. Anyone else in the back?
I'm Mark. I'm a GP of an LP. So we have a focus in TMT. I'm so glad that, Nick, you mentioned this domain. It's very rare for lots of business models in this area to have a touch of the sport tech. This is really an amazing thing. Two questions, very simple. Next, I just want you to share with us, you have any kinds of imagination, what would be the responses of your friendly competitor in this area? Like the coming September, there will be Tokyo Game Show. All the technology giants, maybe in sport or in Asian games, like Capcom, Konami, SCC, Sony Entertainment Corporations, even the NCSoft from Korea. They're all in Tokyo, looking for some people like you. Yes, and that's, I don't know, so is there any kind of a strategy that you are facing this kind of friendly your friendly competitors in this area? This is the first question. And the second one, I would like to address to the ladies somewhere from somewhere. So we have been talking a lot about disruptive tech. The founders of disruptive technologies, Christians, things like he just gone. He was gone 2 years ago. So we have to talk about, maybe Nick, you can share with us a little bit about your vision of disruptive tech of your group. Maybe I noticed that you have some CTO here, Gabriel. Now he's a very amazing guy. So maybe please share with us what are the unique selling propositions,
Mark, I think
right now?
For the question for disruptive technology, I can pass that over to Wenlin. I think that's her area of expertise. But for your first question about all the friendly competition, I'm going to put a sports analogy on it. I'm going to say we're all a part of the same team. We're all under the same team of sports tech, and we all believe in using technology to advance the world of sports, right? And when there's friendly competition, all it can do is make us better. It makes us want to step up our game, makes us want to, we want to be the best. I'm not going to hide that. But, you know, if I have someone pushing me, I'll always try to do my best to continue to improve. And that's all I can say. Wenlin, maybe do you have an answer for Mark's question on disruptive technology?
Yeah, sorry, what was the question? Like,
Could you repeat your questions?
yeah.
So Christian is the advocators of disruptive technologies back from Boston. So he has been advocating a lot about disruptive tech. So in each of the domains for us to bet our money on the table. So just want to see whether your group can qualify or quantify a little bit about your vision of disruptive technologies in the coming era. So we mentioned a lot about metaverse, blockchain, whatever. But would it be okay to have some ballpark figures about how we should do next? In which directions?
From my point of view, the direction is like very subjective. So it's not just create what you think, but it's something that you can create and can add some value. And of course, you can then monetize it, and you can also to make some income through this, right? And not only to do just benefits, also to recollect all the data, to improve your services. For example, in the case of LaLiga, we have, as all knows, we have the TV rights, and the TV rights are the main business. But then we have some digital products that we collect the data, and then we curate this all data to just grant it to all the users, to the consumers, more not personalized services, but try to create more valuable experiences or products related with all of these. In the way of said disruptive, it's like, for example, you said like we're talking about metaverse or Web3 or blockchain or VR. The thing here is like there is a lot of technology, and we need to rethink how to create experiences or how to recreate new ways of consume for the users. The thing is not use X technology, for example. The thing is not use blockchain. The thing is how blockchain can add value to the experience and to the users, and for this also to our competition. And you can apply it to other industries, not only football or sports.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. Hope our session was informative and insightful. Hope we were able to answer all the questions that you had. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause for Wen-Lin and Professor Yan. Thank you both for joining us today. It was a great discussion. I think I took a lot away from it. I hope you guys did too.